Hi, Bella. This is Ronald Lee. Thanks for the conversation last week. I wanted to go through and have a look at the Fatburger online presence and see what's going on for you. So I did look briefly on the weekend, but I'm more or less doing this for the first time as I record this screencast for you. So we can both look at this together and I can give you some feedback. So basically, Fatburger is a hamburger quick service brand that has been around for a while. And you guys have multiple locations in the city, as well as in the province, and you guys are franchising as well. So I assume that that means you're trying to franchise to other provinces or perhaps other countries in the world. So let's look at the Vancouver case first, in terms of how you guys rank on Google and how people are able to find you. Uh, Now, most food and restaurant brands, uh, especially for restaurants in the city, they are relying on three things to get customers in. One is Google. Second is advertising. So this is where they have beautiful visuals created. And three is word of mouth. So basically, the entire purpose of advertising in Google is visibility. And hopefully, with good customer service, you'll get good word of mouth, and people will come because of that. But the challenge with Vancouver is that it's very competitive in terms of the hamburger market. There's a lot of brands, and really these days is if you can do whatever you can to stay top of mind, usually that means visuals, as well as any campaigns that you might do. It really helps your brand and helps the revenue. This is why brands such as White Spot or Cactus Club spend, lots of money and multiple days to get that one hamburger shot. Because when people are thinking of a hamburger, they're not thinking of like say the inside of a White Spot, where the chairs have that diner look or whatever. They're thinking of the hamburger photo that they've seen. So visuals play a big part. Um, if they're looking for a place to go that's close by, um, knowing how a location looks could factor in. Depends on the event. Proximity is important as well, but overall, it's brand awareness. So uh, the great thing about Fatburger is that you guys do some advertising here and there. Not too much though. But you guys have a lot of locations, so you guys, I drive by a few of yours every once in a while. So, okay, most people when they're searching for hamburgers in the city or any type of fast food, they will go to Google and they'll do something like Vancouver hamburger or Vancouver hamburger restaurants. So let's do a search and see what happens for that. Hamburger. There we go. So we see immediately that Triple O's is paying for an ad here, so they're trying to buy the traffic. And we see there's a bunch of directories in the blog. Um, this whole first page is blogs and directories. Let's see what happens on the second page. So we see Max's, Stackhouse, Romer's, Splits, and on the third page, Wally's even. Okay, let's try for something that's more location based. Uh, so let's try Vancouver restaurant. So under this search, we see that there's still some blogs here, as well as the Google Places listing, and you're on the bottom here. And the fact that you show up here is already good, actually. And a bunch more blogs. Second page. So we see Romer's is here. Some other brands, but Stackhouse. Third page. Okay. So you guys are on the first three pages. We have a saying in internet marketing, um, in that where's the best place to hide a dead body? Well, the answer is on the second page of Google because most people don't go past the first page. Now, you guys aren't on the first three pages. You guys are not on the first 4 pages. Well, a lot can be done in your case to get be found higher on Google search. Um, why that's important is because when people are searching for restaurants or places to go and they don't have any ideas in mind, you want Google to be on your side. Now, you actually have two listings on Google usually. You have your website. So let me type in Fatburger. So that would be this one here or that one. And you have this. This is your Google Places for Business listing. It's basically your second listing on Google. The reason why I have two listings is because Google actually hosts this one, whereas you guys as a company would have created this one. Now, why is there a second listing on Google? Well, this is because Google has created a yellow pages of businesses where they have a central location for that business's contact information and directions and address. Because they realize that 3 out of 5 searches on Google are usually for a location. So people are looking for a phone number or an address. So it made sense to them to do that. And when people are searching on mobile devices, chances are they're looking for a location or a phone number immediately. So the actual results come from the Google Places for Listing feed on mobile, on Google listings, Places for Business listings. So it's important to have both of these working for you. Um, let's have a look to see how many listings you have actually. Fatburger. So this is going to show me results for Lower Mainland usually. So you have, it looks like quite a number of these, and I can see that a lot of these are not optimized. If they were optimized better, you'd have more results showing up here. And let's do one more quick search. Let's do, I don't know what people would search for you. Maybe Vancouver fast food restaurant. So White Spot still shows up. And a bunch more blogs. Okay. So the reason why these blogs show up above actual brands is because typically these blogs get more traffic, and Google likes the fact that they update themselves more often as well. So Google will reward sites that are, that have more newer content because they assume newer content means more up to date and more relevant. Um, as well, a lot of these blogs spend a lot of time and effort optimizing themselves to get found higher on Google. Roamers as well, they're at the top of the second page, so it would be actually quite easy for them to get to the first page, and they would be the only brand there. Now, the reason why they're on the second page here is because they have a marketing company working for them, who I'm actually friends with, so I know sort of that they have that. So so in terms of SEO, you guys definitely could use some help. Um, one major service that will help you guys is this Google Tour. Now, before I show you the Google Tour, let me explain to you the second case that you would use want to get help on Google, as well as create a Google Tour. So let me tell you about a brand I work with in Yellowtown called Tija Vancouver. So Tija is a tea house or tea brand. So you can see when I type in their name, they get this extra information here with photos and the see inside part. Well, they want to get the see inside really to show off how they look like inside, because they actually have a unique look, and they too are trying to franchise to different countries and get multiple locations. So basically, this is what they look like inside. As you can see, we can get a feel for the inside of the store. People are not looking at this to see exactly what teas they have on the shelf, but rather they're looking at this to get a sense of the atmosphere and the mood to decide if this is a company they want to go and patronize. The great thing about these tours, as you can see, is that it shows a 360 view, very beautiful photography, um, and it lets you walk inside the store. So I can actually walk to the back here, and people feel like they're actually in the store. Now, why this is important is this tour does two things. One, because it's a Google service and lives on Google, it gives massive signals to the brand. Okay, so we call this domain authority. It will help you get your domain ranking higher on Google search. Um, the equivalent, if you were to pay an SEO company to do that, would cost you multiple months, very high rates to get the same sort of service. And you'd be paying an SEO company monthly for a long time to get the benefit that you would get from this, which is basically a one-time investment, and you would own this forever. This would be online for how many tens of years you want it on. Now that's one reason why you would want to get it, because of the SEO benefit. The second is it's a way to engage with your audience. So this place originally wanted it because they want to get more people coming in to buy tea in Yaletown. They can put this on their website, they can tweet it out, put it on their Facebook. But they actually went down to a franchise show in Florida, and they sold a 52 location master licensee license to someone there based on the strength of the tour. Now, the story the owner told me was he was speaking with this fellow who was very interested but on the fence about buying a franchise license, the master license. And it wasn't until they showed him the tour so he can actually see what the store looks like inside that won him over, and he immediately wanted to sign. Now, the benefit here is that person in Florida wasn't coming up to Vancouver, or rather at the time, he wasn't coming up to Vancouver, and they didn't have any locations in Florida that he could have gone to. So, as a franchise marketing tool, this ended up helping them quite a bit. Now to the point where I'm creating this tour and coaching them on how to use it to get more franchise locations with a few other multi-location brands in the city here. So definitely it's something that will help you in that regard. In addition to getting people into the restaurant. Now, looking at your website, you have one food photo. Let's look at your menu. So, okay. Franchising. Okay, let's have a look at what type of advertising you might have done. Fatburger Vancouver, let's try that. Okay, it's nothing really. Vancouver hamburgers. So you have done some photography here, it looks like. I would suggest actually doing a variety and not just of the burger against a nondescript location here. Because if you think of the advertising that, like say example, White Spot might do. So some of these are not actual ads, but they have more atmosphere in some of them here. Let's try that's not going to work either. Well, at any rate, if you picture the campaigns that White Spot or like say Cactus Club, now searching through Google image search might not be the best way to find them, but mind you, I'm looking at this for the first time as well, so I didn't pre-look at this. Well, at any rate, if you can picture the iconic White Spot, Milestones, or Cactus Club advertising, what do you picture? You picture their hamburger in the restaurant. It looks really good. They have the nice background. Same thing with other brands as well, like oh, I don't know, like A&W. So it actually recently A&W and Burger King both did some new photography for their brands as well, especially on the food. So the point I'm trying to make here is maybe it's time to do a visual refresh in terms of the Google Virtual Tour and some of your food photos. Um, and the reason why I mention the food photos and maybe even the location photos is because when I create these tours, I actually do these photos as well and put them there, at the same time. So here are a few photos that we did for them um, at the time that we did this for them a few years ago. I think it was a year and a half ago that we did this, maybe 2 years. So yeah, um, I hope this rambling is giving you an idea of the tour itself, uh, and how it could possibly help you guys get found higher on Google. Um, it's actually very simple. Uh, it's not rocket science. You'll basically get the tour, you get extra signals going to your brand to help you get found higher. Um, and I do suggest that we do, maybe a pilot project and do several of your stores because it looks like here that you're moving into Alberta and other locations here. Um, Definitely, as I mentioned, it would be good for you to have this as a franchise marketing tool in addition to helping you guys get found higher on Google and getting more customers in. So yeah, I welcome your questions, Bella. I know you probably have a bunch more after seeing this, and I'll like to try my best and do whatever I can to help you as much as I can. Talk to you soon.